Welcome back, everyone, to Pinetopia. We were victorious and have 4 more banners that we have placed upon our wall. It would have been nice to have 5, but apparently one of the banners despawned before I could collect it. But 4 of them is a nice addition to the wall. And I thought one other way I'll celebrate the little event is to put a banner on my shield. Yes, of course. I don't know why I waited so long before doing that. Should have done that before the battle. Now, I also decided to put some berry bushes along the wall. Oh, wrong key. Put some berry bushes along the wall, and this is to help with the defenses because one of the things I noticed during the battle is that the mobs sometimes gather right along the wall, which of course makes them a little bit tougher to go against. I figure the best way of dealing with that is to discourage them from going there. And berry bushes is one way to discourage them from going there because they could also be annoying to plant. What I should do is put this here. That way I never accidentally plant one. Is because they don't like to get pricked by these crazy plants. There you go. Now, that's all well and good. And this will keep them away, hopefully, so that I have a little bit better time in trying to pick them off the next time we have a raid. Now, it is going to be difficult to do it right here because I certainly don't want to have all that prickly, so yeah, not everything's going to be perfect, but it should be an improvement. So now that we have completed the primary task of this particular series, and that was to build a fortification and to test it out against a raid, the question comes, what is next? My secondary goal for the series was to create a swamp or jungle village. Now, we saw earlier in the series that up to the north, there is a swamp where I think I could bring some villagers. So that's going to be my plan, is to head over there, build a village there, then bring in some villagers, breed them up, and have a fully functional village that I created myself. That sounds all nice and good. And I think I'll start that project in July, which from this recording is about a week and a half away. So what do I do until then? One of the things I want to do is to prepare for future things. One is to think about what I want to do for that swamp village. And the other one is think about what I want to do when I want to head out into the end, maybe. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but if I complete that swamp village and have completed both of my goals for the series, then my goal is to do some things I've never done in Minecraft before. And one of them is serious work in the end. And when you see how poorly I do against the dragon, you'll know exactly why I saved that until after I reached my goals for the series. Now, of course, to reach the end, I'll be needing Eyes of Ender. And that means getting Ender Pearls. And I think that means getting a Cleric. So I'm going to place a brewing stand here so that, hello? So that I will be able to use this as a workstation for a Cleric. Excuse me, thank you. So I can get a Cleric. Hopefully I can breed up. I have 3 more beds available. So I could breed up the villagers. And if I am able to get 3 more villagers, then I'll have a brewing stand for a Cleric. And I have a toolsmith and a weaponsmith also available. And I'm hoping that will allow me to have a nice full population. They seem to enjoy throwing bread at each other, but not enjoying creating the next generation. Well, I think that means it'll be some time before I'm going to get my cleric because I think they just love to play football with the bread. Hmm. Oh, we do have a kid. All right. Somebody thought to do something with the bread doesn't play toss with it. Okay. Well, then, if we're lucky, that'll be a cleric, and if not, well, I can also use a toolsmith or a weaponsmith, so either would do. One of the things I noticed is that after the raid and the hero of the village ran out, all the trades were reset to have no discounts, to be at a flat rate. Now, I finally did enough trading to get the discounts again. And now I'm trying to see if I can get my Fletcher up to master because of course I want the enchanted arrows, but first things first is I've got to do some trading, and unfortunately all the good trades right now probably involve spinning it. Oh, okay, I can the string deal is still good. Good. Now let's see what enchanted arrows I get. Ooh, 5 arrows plus an emerald. Arrow of harming. Instant damage 2. Well, piercing 1 crossbow. Let's see. Should I try it or not? Let's try a few of those. I guess they go here and here. Let's try a few of those. I'll probably hurt myself more than I hurt my opponents because anyone who ever saw Mage Rage know how much joy I get out of using harm effects. Look what we've got here. I think that's a cleric. Yep, we do. And 2 redstone dust for a single emerald. Well, I think I have a lot more than that than zombie flesh. Now I have a use for zombie flesh. All right, let's start trading my cleric up, and if we're lucky, we'll eventually get an ender pearl trade. Now, if I read the rules properly on how these things operate, there's a 2/3 chance of my getting an ender pearl trade because there are 3 trades at the tier 4, I believe it is, and only one of them. There you go. I have to wait till he gets to the brewing stand before I could do the other trades. But the ender pearl trade doesn't come until tier 4, and by that time, of course, I'm committed to this cleric. So hopefully I will get a pearl trade, and if not, then, well, we'll have to maybe try to get a cleric over at our... Did he visit home yet? Yes, he did visit his workstation already. Right, good. It just gives me one of those left, but let's see what his next tier is. Gold. Or, I think I got some gold to trade for that. Third tier is a rabbit's foot. Well, there's no way I'm going to get... Actually, I do have 1 rabbit's foot. But the other one's for glowstone. And a glowstone trade? That would be pretty good to get some glowstone. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. All right, and that gives me... Oh, nothing else left. Oh, well, I'll have to wait till he resets again, apparently. Yeah, no more emeralds, but I could get emeralds from elsewhere. What do you mean I unlocked a new recipe? I suppose I must have had some glowstone dust, but never had any actual glowstone, which would explain that one. Now let's get a few more emeralds. And I can go back to trading with my cleric. Thank you. All right, now we have the expert level unlocked, and we've got, yes, an ender pearl trade. Yes. All right, that's what I was looking for. No, don't do that again. There you go. 2 ender pearls, which combined with some blaze powder should give me eyes of ender. There are times when I wonder if I should do something about this pond. I thought it was just so nice to have a pond in the middle of the village, but that fisherman sometimes just gets stuck in there and spins around, and you could see about the golems who just love to take a little bit of a swim. I may just have to shallow it out a little bit. But now, over back here where I have my blaze rods, and I have collected several blaze rods since the last time I showed you anything. It's nice being able to get into the nether again, which is the reason why I'm playing in snapshots in the first place. Well, that and because of the infinite raids bug. Now, most of this is not just from killing magma cubes. I killed 1 magma cube, but the main is I was able to find some place underground under one of my mines where I was able to finally spawn some slimes. So I got some slimes plus some blaze rods, and slimes plus blaze rods give you. See, I think I need only slimes plus blaze rods give you. Oh, oh yes, magma creams. And with the drop rate of magma creams, that's probably the easiest way to get them. All right, that gives us our Eyes of Ender. And now that gives us a pair of ender chest stack. Okay, fine. Now the question is where to put these things. Now, I just have to remember if I ever want to pick it up, use the Silk Touch pick and not the Fortune pick because, yes, you need a Silk Touch pick to pick up an ender chest. Why they decided to do it that way, I don't know. I decided that this would be a good place to keep an ender chest. I used to have a composter there, but I took that out when I was raising my future cleric so that he wouldn't turn into a farmer or anything like that. So that's good. I also put one into the warehouse. When I get more ender pearls, I'll also start carrying one around with me so that I could have that whenever I need it because it's one of the few methods of portable storage that exists right now. Because until I get to the end, there's no way I'm going to have shulkers. Now, there is, of course, bringing along donkeys or llamas or the like, but there's some places I'll be going where that's not really feasible. Now, the question is, what is my next real project? Now that I talked about this, and I said it will be July before I'm going to go and start on the swamp project. And since this is all about doing things I haven't done before, I thought it's high time that I build a blaze farm. That's right. Now, I currently have a pretty uncomfortable situation in which going into blazes. The fact that I finally have some blaze rods and some blaze powder, enough so I can make a couple of ender chests. It does mean I can make enough fire protection potions so that I could actually go in there and kill some blazes. But you got ghasts that are spawning all over the place, and that could see me from where I'm at. It's a dangerous situation where I could fall off ledges and all. So I'm thinking building in a proper enclosed area at the very least. And if I could make that into a more formalized farm, that would be even better. But I figured at least get an enclosed area that would be safe for hunting the blazes, even if I don't have what anyone would call a real blaze farm. I have raised the walls here, so that'll be a little bit tougher for the gas to get me if they decide to shoot at me. And even if they do, none of this is another rack, so I won't have to worry about falling down. So let's head into our blaze area and see what we can do over there. And now what I want to do is improve the... Alright, let's see. Is to get this so that I have a nice open area that I can reach, but not open enough to be on the outside, so I won't have to worry about gas or anything like that firing at me while I'm in here. So I would like to have this ideally as 9 by 9, but oh well. But this will do, and obviously one of the things I need to do is to get this floor working right. Yikes! Let's see. Well, at least I got a blaze rod out of that. Where? Oh, here's my nether bricks right over here. Good. Now I have 2 other potions here, just in case I run out of the first one. Oops! No, 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 no! I don't want to be pushed. That's for sure. Oh, well, let's do it this way then. Oh, see, they like to go up like that. And I have to make sure that they don't do that to me. These things are pretty common here. All right. I think this is getting ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is... No, not that. I'm going to put some torches down. So I won't have to worry about these things hitting me and all that fun stuff. Yeah. All right. Now, for you. That way I can get this all in peace. Yeah. And, of course... Oh, hello. They also improved the drop rate of blaze rods because I haven't been doing too bad on this so far. But yeah, now I just need to widen this out, and the tricky thing of widening this is to do this without getting into too much trouble. And where's he coming from? Oh, he went up there. Huh. I really need to get that widened out there. Oh, they must be coming in some other avenues, like up there that's outside of the light area. There you go. And oops. And also, the seeing stuff is also rather difficult when you got these things all over you. Ah, well, let's see how far I can get this without getting myself killed. My fire resistance potion is running out, and I've got everything covered here, though the room is definitely not as large as I would like it to have been, but these blazes make it very difficult to work in here. Maybe at some point when I'm in the mood, I could come back here, get this widened out. But for now, I'm going to call this it. And I'm also going to call this the end of the episode. And then next time we can see what we want to do in order to finish up in our area here. Perhaps it might be a good time for me to finish up that warehouse. The one that I started building a while back before the raid. That's what we'll get to in the next episode of Piney Plays Minecraft Pinetopia.